Recently, I picked up this large lot of chips for only 120 US dollars. When I initially bought it, I thought there was only 200 to 300 chips at most. Turns out there's much closer to 500 total chips. This video will be a very quick run through of everything I got in the lot. On to a time lapse of the unboxing, which took a total of over an hour. Okay, now it's time to start going over some of the variety of chips that came in this lot. Begin. Part numbers are whatever's listed on the chips, so different 7.4 series logic and other chips will be marked differently depending on who made them. So to begin, this table is sorted in alphabetical/numerical order, so we have huge amount of chips. Some interesting chips include a good variety of 7.4 series logic from a variety of manufacturers, mainly Fairchild and Signetics. With a good variety and a decent number. Shift registers, octal line drivers, counters, adders, flip-flops, XOR gates. Then continue, we got clock generator for 8086 and 8088. We have some buffer memory, some RAM here and there. Here, 22 1 megabyte RAM chips, CMOS DRAM, and more. There's some analog digital converters, more static RAM, a analog multiplexer/demultiplexer, few EPROMs here and there, more RAM, bunch more 1 meg RAM, DRAM, another 32 chips of that from a different manufacturer, some amount of 256K and 64K and 128K RAM, a math coprocessor for 286, a NEC G70108C8, a 16/8-bit microprocessor. Here it is. Datasheet. This version. 40 pin is a 16-bit architecture with an 8-bit data bus, powerful instruction set, and an 8080 emulation. Going to function lower NEC made microprocessor. There is a few more digital analog converters, and full of more 7.4 series logic, this time made by National Semiconductor. some AMD made bus transceivers, more XOR gates, more data selectors, data multiplexers, few floppy disk controllers made by Western Digital, or Western Digital. And there's one that, and then we also have another. The FTC did another variant of a similar chip made by a different manufacturer, but both the same concept. Continue, we got RAM, real-time clock and RAM combo chip. We can do real-time clock with basic storage, so allows battery backup for time and other minor information, time, date, all of that. More RAM. Another, we've this Hitachi brand chip, which is a 64K RAM chip. We got another 13 of those. We got more variety of 6K RAM, 2048 by 8 high-speed SRAM, different than DRAM. We also have 60 SK Hynix 1 meg CMOS DRAM, similar to everything else. A lot more of it. Have more RAM, a lot of RAM in this lot. Not really possible to test these. There's also a couple other things like a National Semiconductor programmable peripheral interface for use in believe PCs. One of a few of these made by a different manufacturers. More RAM, more RAM, more RAM. More 7.4 series logic here. Then some Motorola 14 series logic. Anything from line drivers for what I believe is RS-232, EA232D, to hex inverters for a variety of that. And another more RAM, even more RAM right here. More Micron manufactured RAM, 56K, 56K, 64K, 15 and 10. We have more programmable peripheral interfaces made by Intel and AMD, along with programmable interrupt controller, interval timer, more 8088 and similar support chips. Bunch of programmable array logic from both monolithic memories and AMD. Handful of these. 74 series logic by TI and Motorola. Other manufacturers, handful of that, no large numbers of any of that. More of a variety than there is of a lot of each individual type. More than some more EPROMs, another 256, more RAM, EPROMs, RAM, lots and lots of RAM. Variety in larger numbers, like 30 of one. And more RAM, single 555, and a small amount of unknown chips, not able to find. Data sheets, a handful of Zilog Z80 Dart, so support chips for the Zilog Z80. And not included here is a handful of 8088s for a handful of manufacturers such as AMD and believe Intel and a few others, and a couple, like a dozen or two EPROMs. And in total, of the ones included in here, there is 471 total chips, and the chip with the most has 60 chips. Though, including everything else, there's probably closer to a total of 500 chips total in this lot. Well, interesting notes. Handful of TI RAM chips with Apple Well, painted on little Apple logos, so likely pulled from an Apple machine. May or may not work. Unknown. No easy way to test. No way to test it right now. And that's about it for these. Okay, and as of the publishing of this video, all of the ROM dumps from all the ROM chips in the lot have been added to a GitHub repository, which will be linked in the description. They are labeled, however, the chips are labeled stickers. If they don't have a sticker or a legible sticker, they're labeled just with the chip type, the number symbolizing which number of that chip it was in the order they were done. And yeah, some duplicates, large variety, all uploaded here. The chip types are not listed, but if needed, they can be later added to documentation. As you can see, this huge lot of chips was a great deal, and hopefully will start appearing in new videos soon. Thank you for watching.